Man, you never give me a natural intro of us just talking. But hello, welcome everyone to this, you know, FETTI'S No Skip Invitational for Spider-Man 2000, brought to you by Nerd U Comics and Collectibles. I am your host, Willie Fetty. Somehow I've been here for all of these races. I don't know how I'm doing it right now, but hey,
Impressive.
impressive. Um, pushes up glasses. But welcome one and all. We're finally getting through round one. Round one is just finally over after this race. And then we could keep our round two races going. Joined with me is my technical guy, my guy in the chair, a really good friend of mine. Say hello, everybody, to Spyron.
Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome. This is a nice time for me for a change. Not so much maybe for the American viewers out there, but it's only 3:23 p.m. This is brilliant. Love this. So, yeah, happy to be here.
Yeah, nice little 10:23 for us EST timers. And then I don't know what's happening over on the West Coast, but it's probably like 7 in the morning for everybody. But, thank you guys all for at least being able to come out and catch this. I know their round's a little late, but we did give them a little leeway, especially because, whoever wins this race is also, facing me, so I could give a little bit of
Yes.
leeway here. Luckily, it's almost like we planned for this to happen, which is crazy. We planned for scenarios like this. Uh, and the loser of this game loses their soul. So,
Oof.
um,
Brutal, actually. Gosh.
big price to pay, for real. Big price to pay. But I would like to start off by saying thank you to Nerd U. Nerd U is a comics and collectibles shop based out in Commerce, Georgia, but they will deliver wherever you are. They can find you whatever comic and collectible you need. Let's say you want some Spider-Man toys, you want some action figures, you want some wrestling merch, you want some TMNT stuff, you want anything action figure, comic, or collectible wise, they can find it for you for a great price. Also, if you say you came from the stream, you will get 15% off. That is a confirmation. So, hey, always happy to help. And they would love for you to join the Discord server. You can ask questions, you can get involved. There's going to be a lot of streams that are going to be happening here soon from them, a lot of live broadcasts, and they're getting their whatnot together as well. So follow them on Facebook, go in their Discord, see them on whatnot, go pick you up some things for a really good price. It's where I get most of these prizes and where I got some of these things. So thank you to Nerd U Comics and Collectibles for sponsoring this stream.
Hell yeah.
I don't know why Jesse just hopped in here for a second, but maybe it was something important. But how about this? I'll go hop in there and ask him as we transition over to the stats counter real quick. And you, my friend, how about you go over Jesse? Let's let you go over Jesse. I will go into runners real quick and see what that was about.
Lovely. Right, ladies and gentlemen, we do have two very different runners potentially here today, both on emulator, but both uh, slightly different in the way that we've got Zoe, who is many would consider a veteran of this game, but Jesse coming in as the newbie, as you can see, kind of from the running since stat there. So Jesse only running from a couple of months ago, but has already been very actively participating in Spider-Man related content and Spider-Man 2K related content, coming in at a
He might have a good
40-50.
mentor. He
Oh,
might
go
have a
on.
good mentor. I
Nice,
was
of
saying he
course,
might have
yes.
a good mentor.
Of course, of course. That is evident by his 40-50 been slowly climbing this. He's not really done no skips prior to like practice for this tournament. He tends to be a Peter Parker challenge / any percent kind of guy. That tends to be what he likes to do. So coming in for no skips for the kind of the first proper time, checking in a 40-50, which is very respectable. And total points already because of that as well, coming in with 20 points straight away, straight off the bat, because he beat his personal best before the start of this tournament, the knockout stage. Hated level is Lizard Maze for Jesse, which is understandable. It's quite a long level if you are on no skips, just because of the crawling that you may
Yeah.
have to do, unless you find the zips. Sometimes that is good. You can speed that level up significantly if you get those zips, but if you don't, it can be a bit troublesome. And if you fail the zips, especially, and you fall into that water, it is a long level to go back and restart.
Very, very true. And here, I'll take over for the knowledge check on Zoe here. I will say there's one thing already glaringly wrong. I'm pretty sure Zoe is on hardware right now because he has not been able to fix his emulator. So
Ah,
we
you know
are
what?
going
You
to
were
see
right. Hey, I'm going to switch that
we
on the fly.
we
Look
are
at
going to
this
see
live
a
update.
hardware versus emulator. As Soda would say if he was here, they're comparable. But we do have a best run time coming in at 38:32. These are from the seeding runs, not from their PBs. If
Hmm.
we're looking at, if we're not talking PBs, chat. All right, we're not talking PBs. We're talking pure skill in a 3-run race. He's seed number 6, honestly sitting at the middle of the pack. Zoe been known for his comeback potential. There is nobody who is clearer headed whenever they're running in an event like this than Zoe. I know a lot of things can tilt this man, but the dude always seems to just, be a comeback champion. Total points, we're looking at 0. Zoe didn't PB at all, and also has been moving, so hasn't had time to practice and PB outside of these races. So we were watching him get a little practice in this morning. I can tell you as a little secret commentary secret behind the scenes. Zoe hasn't really practiced. So we're gonna see how that works out. I'm sure that this is muscle memory. I'm sure it'll look like he never left. Because I mean, Jesse hasn't really practiced either, if I'm being
Exactly.
honest.
Yeah, I was about to mention. Yeah, it's looking pretty potentially interesting for them both because yeah, it'll be like pure muscle memory runs from today, just because they've both been
Yep.
busy doing the various things
And
and they're coming in today fresh, almost like
and
as if they've woken up.
Zoe yeah, true. Zoe's been running for about 7 months longer than Spyron has been in the community, and we have his most hated level being Spidey versus Mysterio. Best soundtrack of the game. One of the hardest boss fights to just nail and get right whenever you're sitting here. Whenever you're sitting here trying to play this as a speed game, especially in no skips. It's one of those things of once you get to Mysterio, if you've been having a bad run, Mysterio is going to go bad for you, but it could be a swinging point for the the back quarter of the game. So honestly, these two runners very comparable in times, very comparable in stats, and both of them, one inspired me to start running this game, and then another one I've taken on as a Padawan. So it'll be nice to see how these play out.
Indeed, and we'll just double check. It does look like both runners are ready, but we'll just check in to make sure that is certainly the case. And if it is, we will be starting
Definitely, they
in
responded real quick.
a shot. Wow, yeah, in 3, 2, 1, and go. And we should see them kick off. There we go.
Finally, we get
Pretty
like a
well.
very close start. I don't know what's up with people and not reading, huh? They tell us that they're
Yeah.
ready, and the Spider-Man community just can't read. And we are getting a Ben Riley show off here, showcase for one of the better costumes in this game. To me, I think Unlimited looks better than the Ben Riley costume. But as y'all know, I am a fan of this of Ben Riley Spider-Man. It was my Spider-Man growing up, so
That makes sense.
I am I am a big fan of the Sensational Spider-Man and the Scarlet Spider. I don't think you would have known that I was a fan of the Scarlet Spider. As Zoe, first one to strike, getting past this level and getting to get to the bank. His most hated level if it wasn't for Mysterio.
Absolutely. And both runners opting for the safer strat of going over the top of the building as opposed to swinging in between, which is generally quite a good idea, especially these two potentially feeling a bit out of practice. Keeping it safe, keeping it fresh, making sure they get to this next level without any unfortunate circumstances.
Killing the guard. No one sees you. Good web dome pop from Zoe, and this should be a clear out. Up one guy left. Always seems to be the problem. We get a good web dome pop from Jesse as well. I don't think he. Yep, I was about to say I don't think he left anyone going, and honestly, that means that race is still close. Now, I do want to say this is where we would be screaming usually, like, "Hey, this is a no skips tournament." We'd be like, "No skips, no skips, no skips." But I
Absolutely.
do think that they got this in order as we see some really good zips and movement from Zoe as Jesse deciding to go for the easier path of crawling over the guard. Didn't know if you knew that, but you run the risk of it being slower, but you also don't get shot.
Yeah.
So
It's pretty good, pretty stealthy, of course, yes, making sure you don't get shot. Is a bit slower, though, as proven by Zoe, who has already pressed both buttons and is well on the way to the next room. Unfortunately, Jesse only managing to hit the
and
one.
is that a comic?
And
Is
we're
that a
straight in
comic
with a
collection from
comic.
Zoe?
Wow,
Let's go.
brilliant. Brilliant
Dude, it's
stuff.
crazy to see Zoe's movement here. It's like he never left, man. Like
Crazy.
Zoe looking like the veteran that he is.
Yeah,
For
that's
real.
exactly what muscle memory will do for you. Very clean, very quickly through these first 3 levels. Moving on to put that bomb in a safe place. Now, making sure you take out all these bank robbers, of course, before we get into the next room. Not opting for
And
the crazy new dome
I was
strat.
about to say, the crazy new dome strat, we've seen the flaws. We've seen the flaws in that strat. If you don't execute perfectly, then it is going to waste time, as evident by Chuck's run. If you haven't seen it, Chuck's run yesterday really showcases why that strat should be, even if you practice, is inconsistent, right?
Yeah.
So it's
For sure.
obvious. Like, for me, in my opinion, I think it's a good strat to go for if you don't get the
Ooh.
right. Ooh, good double button from Zoe. I'm telling you, he never left, man.
Yeah,
I'm
man.
telling you. He's been playing this game in his spare time. He has to have. Like, dude's just playing this game for fun at this point.
Playing in his head. That must be while he's been moving. He's been
Dude,
practicing mental practice.
Dragon Ball image training or whatever, like where they
Yes,
can
yes,
like,
yes.
yeah,
That's
that's what he's
exactly
been
what it
doing.
is.
Dude's been image training this whole time. As he gets, let's hope that
Ah,
bomb doesn't bounce back out. There it is.
nice. Zoe managing to get that pretty well. Unfortunately, Jesse took some time trying to line up the double button press, but didn't quite get it even after the setup. So that will set him behind very slightly as he does manage to hit the button now. Will throw the bomb, but this definitely cements a little bit of a lead for Zoe so far.
True. And I mean, honestly, like we are gonna see, Zoe was talking about getting points if the race was going well for him. So the race is going well. If you're subscribed to me, not shouting out me or anything, but if you have good bombs, show them some support. I'm sure they're reading chat. Um, but yeah, we depending on how well the race is going is really what we heard from both competitors on grabbing points. So we should, hopefully, you know what I mean. I'm hoping that we see some crazy stuff, but on top of that, though, I'm just hoping to see a good race from the two because I know that they both got the potential. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Especially
for
Zoe
sure.
being a former world record holder, like they both have that potential to just keep it nice, keep it clean, and keep it close. So.
Absolutely, and especially as we saw coming into this, with both times being quite comparable in terms of their average times from the seeding runs. So you've got to think, especially coming in, like we've already said, with not too much practice under the belts, that things probably work out fairly similarly. So I'd like to think we're quite competitive, and we definitely still are at this point, as we're very early into the game.
Right. And I mean, there's always specifically this boss fight. Specifically, this boss fight can turn the tides as it looks like it's about to do as we get.
No, oh, I thought
Okay.
Jonah was going to be like
Wow.
mega kind
If
then.
there, listen, that dive kick pushed him out, pushed Jonah out of the range, or
Yeah,
pushed Scorpion out of range for Jonah. You could hear Jonah scared, but we are going to get a 2-cycle Scorpion. Still, Zoe in the lead here. Now, if Jesse gets a 1-cycle here, then this means that Jesse is slowly catching up.
yeah,
And
and good positioning on J. Jonah Jameson. He's run behind the
perfect
desk, which should give him plenty of time. There we go. Yep,
and
2-1
perfect
cycle.
positioning on Scorpion too to get him locked to where he doesn't have to dive kick as well. So Jesse wiping his hands off, forgetting to skip that cutscene for a second. As we get in, I actually do like. Can I be frank? I do like the controller cam. I think the
Yeah,
controller cam goes hard.
yeah. I think control cam's pretty good actually, because I feel like sometimes especially for like if you're watching it as someone who's maybe not familiar with the controls, to see someone's kind of set up the hand placement, the buttons that they are pressing for certain tricks and certain skips, is quite handy to know, because sometimes you explain things and you say, oh yeah, you just press this button and do this, and it's quite hard to comprehend if you're not actually like seeing it physically. Or at least for me, I find that with a lot of things I have to see it first to kind of
Right.
understand what's going on. So yeah, hand cam's definitely underrated.
Yeah, as we see Zoe not going for the cheeky zips, very good for him because I think out of practice these zips become harder and harder, to be honest. Um, you're gonna see just kind of normal, the loudest level in the game, by the way. What?
Yeah,
I can't hear you, chat. This is the loudest level in the game. Um, but yeah, I do think that you know, this is another reason I like running tournaments like this, is also the room for improvement for everyone is always astronomical. Like right here, you know, it's like the room for improvement for Zoe is like, hey, learn those extra zips, you know?
yeah,
Like learn those extra zips, get into that rhythm. It does save a lot of time. We've seen leads swap there, right? Like it's just one of those things of, you know, there's a lot more to improve here as we get some good swings from Zoe and doesn't even need to do anything crazy. Thought he was gonna go for drop off under there. Decides to go for a safer route. Um,
yeah. I wonder if he
but
attempted to there and just got caught potentially on the little bit of the girder. I think he probably wanted to do that, save a bit of time as opposed to crawling
all
around.
right. unfortunately getting hit by the sign as Jesse going for a comic that is actually completely out of the way.
Wow, it's like a ways out as well. Yeah, this is an
Dude,
interesting first comic to choose to go for. I'm quite impressed, actually.
dude, dude has some cojones to be able to go and do this. I think that,
And
like,
it's a
this
spider
is,
armor as well, to be fair. So that's another
yeah,
point there,
true.
sat on. So
I
fair
haven't
play.
even
This could
thought
pay
about the
off.
fact that that's a spider armor as well, which is crazy. I will say that I was thinking about going on and doing that in mine. Like, in my run, I was thinking about going and doing that. But that's crazy to see, competitors from round one going for those specific ones, as Zoe getting hit by the chopper,
Oh, I think he's going for the
remembering
comic,
there's a
isn't he?
comic. Yeah,
Yeah. Oh, look
remembering
at
that there's a
this.
comic, getting hit by the chopper. He is playing on Dreamcast, apparently, because he's just continuously getting shot and hit. So,
Yeah, this is really interesting, and this is why I think the points incentive for the comics being that you only get them if you win a race is really comes into play here, because it's like, what time will you sacrifice for these extra little points that you can gather? Because
exactly.
it could make all the difference come the end.
I don't know what's happening with Zoe here. Zoe,
Yeah.
Zoe is forgetting everything
No, and
that
he's
he's
been
learning.
shot as well. That's brutal. That's
Dude,
insane.
the Dreamcast plays go crazy here. Like the dude turned into a Dreamcast player overnight, and we are seeing that they are tied up right now. As Zoe falling back down. I will say that this is one of the harder levels. You could ask your wife. That
Oh,
this
yeah,
is
she
one of the
knows all
harder
about
levels
this
in the
level,
game.
yeah.
That this is one of the harder levels in the game to get right. It's one of those things that, like, especially whenever you're out of practice, especially, it just becomes brutal to remember, like, exactly where the route is, right? Like, exactly where you can zip. Exactly. Especially for Zoe being an older runner, there used to be a another way you zip up that crane besides just what we do now.
Yeah.
There was like a little cheeky like 3 zips that you had to do to line yourself up, and it was really weird. But now we get Jesse in the lead just
Yeah,
because of girders,
just very
and he went and
slightly.
picked up the
Oh,
comic
look at
and the
this. Yeah, he's
armor.
going for it. Oh, no.
Like no, I'm saying he picked up that comic in Auburn for
Oh, sorry.
from
Yes.
Hobgoblin's Lair.
Yeah. I thought he
But
was going to go for the other comic then, but he's just opting for the strat to go over the roof just
I was about to
to
say, you're
keep it
about to
safe.
see the difference in time here. Even though Zoe swung low, that's the difference that you just saw the difference in time and why we swing around the buildings.
Yeah, literally
So,
like neck and neck now entering into Rhino. So it's all to play for right now, ladies and gentlemen. Both runners have put in some interesting comic strategies to go a little bit off the path, pick up some comics where they can, and as a result, we've ended up neck and neck going into Rhino.
yeah, I mean, honestly, I think that I think that it's a good thing. Both of them try the jump in
Oh,
strategy. Both of them get it.
Jesse's,
The bunt
yeah,
to jump. The
nailed it
bunt to
quite well
jump.
there.
They're both a little off rhythm, but it's okay. It's okay, Zoe. It's okay. Don't freak out. Don't freak out. You're fine. You're fine. Both of them getting beat up by Rhino right now as the wrong hugs. He is getting two. Look, I was talking about your composure before this, all right? Just keep it together. Don't be like, bro. Oh man,
Wow, Rhino
I
being
would.
an absolute
My
bully.
my controller would not survive. By the way,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go ahead and say my controller not surviving that.
Well, yeah, as a result, Jesse, with a very clean execution of Rhino, does pull ahead very slightly into the lead, and we'll start off this level of Chase Venom just ahead of Zoe. And again, this is another level where definitely at least one comic is very free, but the second comic also pretty handy to grab if you
And
wanted these extra points.
I do know Jesse, and I know that he's taking a safer route here just so he can keep pushing Venom forward. Another spider armor pickup and another comic for Jesse, as now the lead kind of looking nice, in terms of like quality, right? We like, if we talk a quality of a lead, this is one of those things that leading into a cutscene, you being this far ahead, Spidey armor pickup for Zoe and a free comic pickup. Very nice there, very good. Now the crazy thing would be is if Venom glitches.
Imagine, yeah.
And Venom glitches, and if Zoe still wins the race off that, that'd be crazy. That's why we put it as some of the point systems, right? But yeah, you were talking about it earlier. I think not a lot of people have noticed that, but it's really just the point system is to slow people down, let the runs be close as possible, and also you get to potentially get some prizes out of it. So
Absolutely. And the prizes are very good. I don't know if anyone has seen any of the prizes, those of you who are watching but not running in this race. I don't know if actually we have a link anywhere for them to be able to see, but you'll see more when we get to the end. There's another
comic for
comic
Jesse
for
there.
Jesse there, absolutely. You'll see them all at the end when we go to the prize screen. You can see some lovely pictures of all the
Oh,
prizes on hand.
Zoe having to save himself there because that was a very weird swing. If he does not catch up, this is a lost Venom right here. But he's a professional, so we're not gonna speak that into existence.
Absolutely, yeah, it looks to be fine so far. So I'm sure he'll
Yeah, he's
close out this
good.
level. Jesse just about to close out this level as well.
Dropping
So
down a little bit here, but is gonna get a good quick turn here, and he might be a little low, but at least he made it. So one person told me, better than dying. You know, it's better than dying. So
absolutely.
as I can give you some inside information here, my co-host is typing in the Discord as we get another as we get another comic for Jesse here. Not paying attention to the race as Jesse just goes for a normal kick punch combo, deciding to not put on web gloves for some reason.
Oh, there we go.
Will
Okay.
probably it gets a really good cycle by the laugh right there.
Oh, Zoe.
Oh, and
Catch him.
Venom
Okay,
doing
that's
the
fine.
dash.
That's fine.
Venom
Catches him
doing
that
the
time.
dash, dude. I was talking about this before the race started, actually, of Venom doing the dash, as that comic honestly just costed Jesse a huge part of that lead. As you're gonna see Zoe not realizing that you have to web ball that.
But you can definitely pick it up. I think the problem was that I think because Venom's so close, it doesn't like to change Spider-Man's kind of option of punching to picking up, which is a shame. So a missed comic
So
there
now
from Zoe, but
you're gonna see these the veteran skills come in here, which is why you saw the zips instead of just the jumps coming from Zoe, which means that they're about tied up. This is like the part where that muscle memory we were talking about takes over from both contestants, right? Like it's one of those things of like a veteran knows where to catch up here. And in terms of like, I'm not saying Jesse's bad or anything. That's not what I'm saying at
no,
all.
absolutely not.
I'm saying just the minute factors because Zoe has ran no skips basically almost his entire time here. Like he is a no skips master, former world record holder. Just have to put that out there still.
Absolutely.
But yeah, like he knows his way around a no skip, and as you can see, Zoe's in the lead again, just barely. But yeah, it's one of those things of like, let's see how this shapes up. I
Yeah.
did put 10,000 on Jesse though, so
Excellent. Okay, high stakes. High stakes.
high
And
stakes. I'm
speaking of high
gambling.
stakes, another potential spot for points here, and this is 3 points as well, regardless of whether or not you win or lose the race. God
Let's not
pipes.
touch a pipe here. Yeah, just don't touch a pipe. Come on, guys, you got this. We playing pipe jump here. Don't touch the pipe. Don't touch the pipe. Let's
Yes.
go. That was beautiful. As we
Okay,
get Jesse
Jesse,
going
let's see
around
it as
too.
well. No, just too low on that
Unfortunate.
last one.
Now, granted, that is not bad at all.
Oh,
It's
no,
just,
absolutely not.
when you're looking for clean execution, per God pipe rules, right? That's just unfortunate for him.
Yeah, unlucky
But
there to slightly stumble at the final hurdle, but it's all good. Only worth a point, but points are always fun, regardless to pick up. Let's see, as we enter Subway, Zoe setting up for inside the homies.
There we go. Let's go. He got the walking animation. He just
There it
there
is.
it is. Now this level has been giving a lot of people some trouble somehow. I don't know how this level's been giving. Oh yeah, here is
room tour.
the apartment tour from Zoe. He was gonna show us his apartment during train, and so this is what we're getting right here. It looks like he's a very spacious room. And yeah, it looks nice. Don't shrug your shoulders, man. It looks nice as we get Jesse playing Subway Surfers in the surf. Yeah, as chat says, it is vlogging time. Very true. I loved whenever Zoe came on camera and said it's vlogging time, and with the
hands up.
Oh,
Watch out.
Hey, yo, TOS.
Yo, what a
TOS.
shot. What a shot, actually. Clean. Bounced straight off the webcam.
Nice. That was nice. That was real nice, actually. You know, whenever he said I'm a vlogger and it's vlogging time, I loved that part of the speedrun.
Yeah.
But yeah, we see Jesse playing Subway Surfers here. Probably entertaining more the chat than what Zoe's doing, depending on how old our chat is.
True. What really needed to be doing was he's playing this at the same time somehow as the race, just to keep everyone like fully engaged. That was definitely the strat.
That definitely needs to be the webcam, is just the Subway Surfers going. A YouTube video of Subway Surfers going.
Absolutely.
And
maybe Family Guy as well in the corner or something. Yeah,
we would get more viewer and Among Us twerking or whatever.
Yeah.
We would get way more in Minecraft parkour. We would get way more retention if that was the case. So,
Now,
but
so
yeah, we're getting
running to
Zoe
the
starting
top
early.
very early. Yeah, I
Zoe
think
starting early.
I guess
He's really trying to go for the super train points. I like. I don't know. I think super train's what 1 point, right? Like it's
you are
nothing
correct. Yeah,
crazy.
it's just the 1 point, but again, points can stack up. But yeah, starting very early here. But I guess
Yeah,
the
someone
earlier you
got
start,
100 in
potentially
a run.
the cleaner
I
you can slightly get.
I don't know
Absolutely,
who
yeah.
got 100 in a run, but someone got 100 in a run recently. So,
Yeah, I've got to go back and watch that, people. It's pretty
all right.
good,
So
actually.
that grab right there, I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. That grab right there was really good for Zoe's timing because this means that he's probably only gonna get 3 more lizard spawns, and if he takes them all out, then he's okay.
Oh, look at that far
And
one
never
snaking off
mind.
at the end.
Yeah,
Ah,
that's unfortunate. Like I said, the 3
Jesse.
more
Oh,
venom.
okay. Yeah, I did have one actually at the end there. So I think, yeah, so Zoe, definitely no super train. Jesse, I think, might just about get it.
Nope, that is a frame perfect. Unfortunately, Jesse, that is a frame
There you
perfect.
go.
But that's the difference in train people for anyone who doesn't run this game on like especially on PS1. That's the difference in train. Ending it early versus ending it late. You guys saw that Zoe was in the lead, and now we're basically looking at a tie. So
Yes.
Zoe opting to not go for the comic because 100% he's watching the stream right now and knows that like, hey, this is almost lined up for the skip. Had to remind
Yeah.
himself it was no skips real quick.
Oh, wrong
And that's
direction.
what I was saying.
There you
Yeah, I was
go.
about to say he had to remind himself that it was no skips. And it's like, oh my god, I don't play this level ever.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and this is it. This is another like quite long level when we go into the no skips version of this level, where a lot to do, a lot of movement to get through this bit as fast as possible. A bit of like cheeky tech you can pull off to speed these areas up ever so slightly. So
definitely.
we shall see who comes out on top at the end of this. It does look like Jesse's going to go for some cheeky web ball tech. He's
I
going
don't think
very,
that
very
this
far
that is
back. I don't think
really
that's...
far.
Oh, it is
Oh,
turn
it
blue
worked.
though, so
It
that
worked.
will work.
He could
Yeah,
drop.
right.
He could have dropped down too.
Yeah.
Holy. Granted, I will say that like
Oh, look at that, the free hit.
hey, that's a fast fall. That's
Fast
fast
fall.
fall.
Wow. Okay, new strat. Fast fall actually down there.
I will say this that after optimizing these for as long as I could optimize these levels in no skip, watching runners try to take on the normal optimized route in different ways has probably been the funnest thing for me to watch. I'm not even gonna lie. It's just watching the complete optimization of like how they decide to do it. It's
Yeah,
been
for
pretty
sure.
fun. Just like who would have thought that like, Jesse was like, "Hey, I can web ball from this distance." It
Yeah,
does
that's
waste a little
so
bit of
far away
time.
actually as well, but it was really impressive actually.
It's a clean setup. It may waste more time. It may be a little unoptimal, but it works. I can't deny it. It works, right?
For sure.
So as Jesse is nearing the end of the first level in the gauntlet, we all know that like this is a gauntlet for skips, but I can't reinstate this enough or restate this enough. It is also a gauntlet for no skips as well. If you die in any one of these levels, they're the longest levels in the game.
Yeah, it
So
can be so brutal, especially once we get kind of like tunnel crawl onwards. Some of these levels are quite long actually to restart. And this one particularly, Hidden Switches, is just like a unnecessarily dangerous level for no reason other than the developers, I think, just want to be really cruel
I mean,
with...
dude, why put the trap doors
Yeah,
that
it's
open on
so
the last
crazy.
button?
Yeah, they just like
Like,
just
why do
absolutely
it?
just jump into those holes for no other reason other than just like Spider-Man decides I'm gonna jump in a hole, like no
Yeah,
control.
it's so stupid. There's no reason to put that, and then they're like, "Yeah, guess what? We're gonna fill this with water and let the lizards spit at you while you're swinging." So they knew what they were doing. As we enter the level for both of them, where adults are made, um, if you can one cycle this was a rumor on the playground that speedrunners found true. Can you one cycle tunnel crawl? And it looks like Zoe getting a really good zip. I really hope that they've at least watched some of my streams where they know that you only need one zip to kind of get through that. But Zoe going for some cheeky zips
Oh,
there.
and a nice long one from Jesse as well. So on track to also get the one cycle as we see Zoe does complete it. Let's see if Jesse
Yep.
can finish the job. Just needs one more nice little one on this
Yep,
second
just
section.
one.
No, and he's
I don't
falling
know, maybe because he's long.
in. Oh.
And this is the trouble with not pressing L1 or R1. Jesse getting into some hot water here. But
Literally.
luckily though, I will say he wasn't too far off the beginning of this level. It's whenever you get to places like how Kangaroo was in that one race, right?
Yeah.
where he needs to hit the button first. So sorry, you need to hit the button first.
There we go.
And then there's
He
a comment
knows. He's
for
figured it
that.
out now, and that's another comic for him. Excellent.
But I will say this, that it's whenever you get past tunnel crawl and die in the water from some BS that
Yes.
or you get to the like almost all the way through the second half. And Jesse getting scared going for 2 cycle might be a good idea here. Not a good idea for time, but maybe a good idea for his sanity as we get into a puzzle that Spyron couldn't figure out as a kid, with a waterfall that loves to make sure that you can't zip off of this. So
Great
this
double button
level
press.
unintentionally hard.
Yeah.
Like this is another, they really did their thing in the sewer levels, bro. They really said, you know what? These levels are already hard. Let's put some BS in them.
Yeah, and of course, because of the way Spider-Man controls as well, it's not super easy to move him around these platforms. So one slight mistake and you just fall straight into the water is pretty harsh, has to be
By
said.
the way, I tested this
Whoa,
out the
Zoe
other day.
flying
As
down this
Zoe,
corridor. All right, fair play.
Zoe looking like Spyron real quick.
Hello, wait a second.
Spyron, did you take the controller from him?
Yeah, maybe actually.
Like, bro, you commentating and playing? It's crazy.
Yeah, some
Now, I will
nice
say,
zips. Wow.
getting hit on the first little crusher usually doesn't matter, but in no skips, you have 2 more crushers to go through. So it's one of the you have to really plan for that. I'm sure he did not want to get hit on that first crusher. So it's just like I imagine, sorry, I read this chat comment and I thought I should share it with everybody. I imagine the architects in the game were thinking like, ah yes, I shall put a gate under the water. Very true. A gate that isn't even like a little wall that would like hold the water back. It has holes in the gate.
Yeah, it's not very like efficient for, I'm sure, what it's actually supposed to be doing. It's a strange choice, but we'll take it. As though obviously having to pause there because of
Yep.
the danger of being crushed a second time. We'll make it through to the end of this level now, just one swing away from the
Now you
final
can
corridor.
tell. Now you can tell Jesse is not pressing R1. You can tell by looking at his controller. He's not holding it like he's not holding it with 2 fingers on the buttons.
Yeah, look at that. He's
yeah.
It's the switch between like the trigger and
It scares me.
R1 is dangerous game.
Scares me, dude. I'm freaking out for him. By the way, if anyone noticed the controller that Zoe held up, it's the DualShock 1. Not
Yeah,
even the
PS1
DualShock
version.
2.
Yeah.
Yeah, not even the DualShock 2, it's a DualShock 1. That is crazy to me.
Okay, we get one
And
good
that's
spawn.
one good spawn as Jesse gets a really good zip here. Oh,
That's 2.
oh,
Okay.
2 good spawns. Is he gonna be the first one?
Points?
Is he gonna be the first one? Come on, baby.
Oh,
Let's go!
We got a 3 perfect spawns.
Zoe can't believe it. Come on, hey, hit your catchphrase. He can't believe it.
I can't believe it.
There it is. Let's go.
Oh my days, we got him.
That's crazy, actually. And y'all, and everyone at Soda right now, and tell him that it wasn't a stupid idea to add that as points.
Yeah.
as Jesse gets into Venom 2, Venom 2, the Venoming again. I loved when Venom said it was Venoming time, and
absolutely. And the crazy thing,
stop sticking to the wall.
The crazy thing, actually, that we learned, a few of us are, unfortunately, Jesse not going to get these points. It looks like he's going to spawn across the way. But we had a little bit of a peek last night after runs, kind of behind the scenes. And we were looking at actually the Game Boy Color version of this game. It turns out there's a Venom 3 in that game. There's 3 Venom boss fights in that game. So insane that we get a Venom 3 in that one.
That's true.
It's a shame we didn't get it in this one, honestly.
Anybody hearing clicking right now, or is that just me? Are you hearing clicking? Yeah, are you hearing clicking, or is that just me?
Oh, I don't know. I don't think so. Yeah,
might just be me. It went away.
Okay.
It went away, so we're good.
The demons left. The demons have left. It's okay.
I can't hear myself think. But yeah, no. There's also, instead of running away from Monster Rock, there's a Monster Rock boss fight in that game. You have to fight him. So that's kind of crazy to think about.
Yeah, the Game Boy Color version is quite hard.
Yeah, it's insane. It's actually not that hard. Let's be real. It is web ball, and wait, where is Zoe going? There's not a comic book in this one. It's down low. It's at I think he was going for a comic book, to be honest.
Yeah, I think he's gotten a bit stuck as to where that comic book is, but at least he knows that there's a comic book, I guess, on this level, and is trying to look for it. So that certainly is something.
We're gonna see if he can get the dino here. Looks like he is not though. Looks like he's just playing around with these symbiotes. Um, somebody said Venom the Third in chat, and that was actually really funny. But the crazy thing is that whoa, hello. Yeah, he knows. He knew. He knew.
Whee!
Good
Nice.
fastball. There we go. Not going for the comic, it seems like. Deciding to go back because probably looking at the stream, seeing Jesse on elevator.
Wow, that
Probably a
symbiote
very steady.
did him dirty in a past life, it seems. Jesse yeeting that fella straight off the top of
He doesn't
the
even need
elevator.
to, man.
Yeah.
Symbiote lives matter, bro. Like, come on.
Damn.
We're out here. We're trying. We're trying to make a good reputation for the symbiotes, even though they are the most hated enemy in this game. Trying to pick up the toilet
There
paper
it
rolls
is.
here. Another comic for Zoe, getting on the way. I think a runner at this point was already at like 80 points.
Yeah.
Like, Byron, I don't know how you did that, dude.
Yeah, I'm not
Byron,
sure. That's a good.
Byron going crazy, bro. But yeah, we're getting a good basement. I was gonna make a joke about how Zoe usually struggles with elevator, especially elevator skip. Luckily, not having to worry about that in this run. So
Absolutely. Absolutely. Jesse falling all the way to the bottom now of the elevator shaft to make his way to stop the presses. I'm sure this will be a nice, hopefully smooth level before we're kind of in the last section of the game for both players.
There's beef between these two characters right here, between Zoe and Mike,
Lovely.
as
Look at
Zoe
that.
gives him a hug, and good old webbing the button. Now, good thing here, right? A good thing to note here, is that, with everyone who says Mike gets in the way, if you hug him and push him out of the way, then, he's not in your way anymore. As we see an extra, that was a very redundant sentence that I just said.
Yeah.
Holy.
Do you know what? You weren't wrong, but also, yeah.
I could have said that in less words. Like,
Yeah.
holy. I think everyone got the point, and my brain went melted because I read the Discord message as that was happening, and my brain melted. Zoe entering into his most hated level with the most banger of a song, is Mysterio. Glad we have his audio on right now because this is the greatest song in the entire video game.
For sure. And oh, not quite far enough forward there to avoid the hand of death from Mysterio.
Oh, good zip from Jesse. Good ground zip from Jesse. Zoe, hating this level, probably is going to hate it even more after this as we see Jesse rounding the corner to say hey to Mike. That's a good spot.
Nice position.
He's,
Yeah,
he's locked in.
He's
locked in.
And we got a hug.
Jesse with a nice little hug from Mike. Probably doesn't realize that he can throw him away and getting a back kick.
Ooh.
Mike throwing it back. That's kind of wild. He usually throws you over the head, but Mike being a little TOS right now. As we see the web ball's not going for Mysterio. That's the worst feeling. Can we talk about it? Like that's the worst feeling of you're in the right position, you're shooting web balls, and they're just not going to Mysterio's head. Hey! Thank you.
Well,
so it's not like I ran the tournament or anything like that. Give him his. You know what? Take a point away.
Oh, minus points. I see.
Minus point. I'm just playing. Don't take a point away. Give it to him. And then time him out for chat. He needs to take a day off.
Okay. Oh, he's a mod. We can't do that. Oh, no.
You know what's crazy is if he PBs here, he can't approve his own run because there was something he cut away from the screen.
No. You've absolutely bamboozled him there. You're absolutely right.
Bro, I'm actually happy about this. Go ahead and try to submit this for PB, Zoe. I'll challenge the hell out of this, bro. Zoe isn't even in chat. It's about to get timed out. Exactly. Exactly. As we get another comic for Zoe. It's just crazy that, Zoe would do me dirty like that.
Yeah.
He was like, I have a really good plan for this, and then it's breaking his own rules. How do we know this run isn't spliced now?
True, absolutely. Yeah, dangerous game he's playing here, but fair play. The pick up of the fire webs as well. I think, do they shoot out a little faster? That looks like quite rapid firing out. I don't know if it was just...
I don't know.
Yeah.
And maybe that's why we have to pick up the fire webs to get the glitch. Oh, let's go! Let's go!
That's that comic. Hell yeah.
That's tight. As we get Zoe getting another comic here. That one's probably one of the coolest ones I've seen. He had it on the back of a trading card. We didn't even know. He just had that written on the back of a sleeve. I hope that's a sleeve that he actually uses for his deck. It'd be super illegal for him to have that, but I think it would be funny.
Just for no reason, yeah. That'd be so good, actually.
He's about to draw all 5.
Oh, we'll never find out what all 5 of them were. All 5 what? All 5 what? Okay, Faye, I don't know. He might be able to hear me, but he has seemingly disappeared. Not from the Discord chat, but his microphone is just cut off. He's just blue screened. Okay, well, Fetty is gone. We'll never find out what we needed 5 of. Potentially 5 cards of Exodia, but it seems like Exodia too powerful for even Fetty to handle, and Exodia has just blue screened his PC. So fair play. We're going into these last levels solo. So we are looking at Zoe and Jesse on the very last levels before the end of the game. Zojalix heading through, getting hit by a few lasers, so no points for that one. But Chuck has actually
that's a shame.
sneaked in. Look at this. Look at this.
I gotta save the stream.
Excellent.
Real quick.
Excellent.
Yeah, it looks like Stop Jesse finishing up Waterfront Warehouse, getting a weird zip. I think he's trying to go for the spider armor.
Yeah, he's trying to go
and
for the
he
spider
could
armor
not.
over. Yeah,
so that's just more time wasted, unfortunately.
Damn.
Zoe grabbing a fire cartridge. I hope he's not trying to do cutscene skip, because we've already determined that is not no skips legal.
Yeah, surely not. Okay, yeah, it doesn't look like he's going for it. I wonder if it's a strat potentially to try and save his web cartridges then, maybe, just so that he has plenty going into the next levels. Because I guess it tops you straight back up just collecting a fire cartridge, so it's not a bad idea.
Could also be a safety net, so to speak, against any symbiotes that might get in his way.
Boy. Well, Zojalix is heading into the final 3, the big 3, as we see him head on to the final bosses now of the game. Jesse not too far behind, though, so things could definitely shake up in these next few levels. Absolutely opportunity for Jesse to come back.
And there he gets hit by the laser.
Damn.
There he gets hit by the laser, so he's not going to get any points for that either. But that's okay. He's still rocking the 3 cartridges here, a little bit low for where you want to be. But if he's been practicing the new Carnage strats, being low on web cartridges might not be so bad.
And guess who's back?
Oh my goodness.
Guess who's back after a blue screen? That's crazy. I was gonna say all 5 pieces of Exodia, but I got obliterated. As we see Zoe come in here, I was freaking about the fire web cartridge. I was like, oh, someone better go in there and tell him, even though he wrote the rulebook. Things could actually change here if Jesse does get a 1 cycle and Zoe does not. Things could actually change up here.
That's very true.
Depending on who knows the new Carnage and who doesn't at that point. They are literally about a 1 cycle apart in time. So
that reminds me, is Zoe on hardware?
Zoe is on hardware, indeed.
Oh, it's time to see if your claim holds true, Fetty.
It does, bro. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you.
Okay,
but Zoe's also on faster hardware than me, so we can do that.
And he goes for the walk-in.
Run. That's such a good run. He's got it.
I think he's got it.
He's got it.
He's absolutely
Yeah, there's no chance he doesn't.
Absolutely, he's got
comic collection. He got the comic book. Let's
go. The
comic
as well. Oh boy! Right. Well,
just to stunt on him.
You know, he's been hating on me this whole time. Zoe's been currently hating on me this whole time. Let's see how your Carnage goes, buddy. Oh, it's actually a really good
it's not bad actually. It's done okay.
Yeah, it's really good.
That's good old
good Carnage. Good Carnage. So I gotta give it up where credit is due. Good Carnage. So.
Well, it's definitely all on Zoe to lose this now. There's not many opportunities for Jesse to catch up, especially if he doesn't nail this 1 cycle now. So
now,
this is definitely
Zoe
Zoe's race to lose.
has fallen out of Monster Arc before.
Exactly. Yep. So, one of the famous few to have done so.
As Chug, basically riding the clock at his job right now to stay here. If anyone knows where he works, go ahead and tell him.
No.
Go ahead and tell him where he is right now.
I had to save the stream. It was
definitely.
worth the risk.
Definitely, you definitely saved it. I don't know how I blue screen, dude. I gotta it was said system error. I was like, what?
Amazing.
Dude, I guess I overloaded something. But we Jesse now going for 1 cycle. Now we'll see if Chuck's claim holds true. And Jesse going for getting a good
Yeah, he's got
there,
it.
and
There
there
it
it
is.
is.
Hell yeah,
And
and the
there's the
comic
Two
as
in
comic
one
well. And
collection.
the comic as well.
That's a good comic
Amazing.
collection. I think Zoe did Zoe just collect that comic, or did I miss something?
I think he did. I'm
Good.
almost certain he did. Well,
I
I mean,
didn't see it.
we'll
I
get him
know.
to
Hey,
verify at the end, as we do.
chat, chat.
Yeah,
Keep us honest, chat.
Nyla did well.
Nyla?
Keeping track.
Looks like Jesse was going to try to do a web pull into the Sonic Bubble, but ended up doing web fists instead, leading
Gotta love
him
it.
into old Carnage strats.
Man,
I say old Carnage strats, but the new Carnage strat was only found about a month ago. So
also it's barely any faster. Like if you mess it up, it's like 100% slower. Like
Yeah.
the risk to reward is crazy for like I think what 5 seconds. I think is all it saves.
Yeah,
So,
it's
that
not
risk
that
to
much at
reward
all.
is crazy.
You're absolutely right. Yeah,
faster is faster, right?
that's
I
true.
guess so. I guess so.
Absolutely.
That's why we do the cheeky zips on missile attack.
I don't know if
But-
Jesse was going for that comic there. As we see, Zoe probably going to end this with 2 web cartridges. We got to
looking
be
likely.
diligent about that. And Jesse entering in Monster Rock. This was a way closer race than I'm pretty sure anyone was expecting.
Yeah,
So,
this really came down to the wire, and I think realistically it was the death on Tunnel Crawl for Jesse that's put him behind to this point. But
Definitely.
even then, it's really not that far behind at all. So who knows? Could have been a different race altogether had he successfully got that last sip on the second half.
Jesse definitely not watching the stream here as Zoe enters down into the 1 cartridge thing. Picks up another comic. Jesse not watching the stream or maybe not understanding the rules because no one knows how to read in this community. Probably shouldn't be going for comics because the points aren't going to be there. I will say it was a bold strategy to go for the Hobgoblin comic and its web armor. I'm probably going to do the same thing.
Yeah, I like that though. I like that a lot. To say you did that and is still like only like a minute or so behind.
And so with a 39.20, only what, a minute off of his hardware PB? Crazy.
Yes, indeed.
Crazy from Zoe here. Zoe with a really good showing as Jesse. I don't know if that's an 89 minutes or if that's a 39 minutes. But
we'll find out.
Getting there. We'll find out for sure.
Now, that's something to ask actually. What is Jesse's PB coming into this?
I have no idea.
Let's see. Jesse's PB on emulator is 4014.
Ooh, so I don't think he's going to quite reach that one, unfortunately.
If he wouldn't have grabbed the comics.
Yeah, that's impressive actually. To be so
comics.
close and still have gone like so far out of the way to collect that one comic is really impressive actually. Really, really impressive.
Definitely. Did you give Zoe his winning the race and his
they should be coming through,
and his running points?
Just very shortly, and he had 2 cartridges, I believe, on completion. So those will come through as well.
One.
Or just the one in the end. Perfect.
Yep, just one.
Alter that. There we go. Perfect. So 31 points.
31. Thank you. Thank you. So, hey, since you put something on your screen, it's just you can't like do.
Oh, your run's invalidated.
Yep.
Shame.
Yep. It's the run's invalidated. If you would have PB'd, I would have fought back. You know, it's crazy. Well, now Zoe started a war. He's racing me next. Now Zoe started a war.
The next race is going to be absolutely heated.
Yeah, Zoe starting a war here is crazy.
Yeah,
but it's crazy that Zoe cannot verify this run now because there was something on screen, so we don't know if he was splicing or not.
And
but
there
you know, there's other
4105.
people who have gotten stuff on there, gotten through. So you know,
that is Jesse with a 4105 coming in strong there.
Honestly, a really good time just for not running recently. But yeah, so we need Zoe to show his comic screen here just so we can know how many comics he collected through the thing. And what is up, Zoe and Jesse? Welcome in.
Hey, what's up?
GG, Jesse.
GG.
That was a good race, dude. The fact, Jesse, we were just talking about it. I guess it can go ahead and lead in real quick to the first question. We were talking about how close you were to your PB, even after going for Hobgoblin comic, is crazy. You went out of your way for a lot of things and died on Tunnel Crawl and still, or was it Tunnel Crawl that you died on? Yeah, Tunnel Crawl.
Yeah.
And still, wait, isn't your P? Yeah, the PB's like
my
40,
PB
14.
is 40, 48. right?
Yeah, something like that. But being that close is honestly amazing. But we got to go over to the winner's POV for a second. So, how are you feeling after coming back, doing a little bit of practice, and being able to pull out a 39-20? How you feeling?
Okay. Honestly, I'm feeling pretty good. I was looking over my splits just now. Had Scale the Girders not gone the way that it did, I lost 55 seconds on that.
Oh
I would have
Ah,
God.
PB'd.
Oh man.
That Scale
What?
the Girders was not great. And I'm just gonna say
No.
that's what I get for going for that comic because it threw off all my angles of what I was used to, and I just was like, screw it. Jesse went for Hobgoblin. I'm gonna grab this one, and um,
Yeah, the Jesse going for Hobgoblin, like that was a crazy play, but it's very I respect it.
that was
I
very.
respect the hell out of it.
I wouldn't have gone for Girder's comic had Jesse not gone for Hobgoblin because I had this stream up and I meticulously picked the comics that I went for in a lot of levels, not if they were easy, but based on the ones that Jesse was going for. I was like,
ah.
okay, if Jesse's going for this one and I'm coming up to this one, I can take the time to go grab this one.
Yeah, I mean, dude,
Um,
hey.
Brain peeking, I
like
see.
I tried to big brain all of my comics so that way I could uh stay ahead but also still try and capitalize on some points.
True. I mean, and honestly, it paid off. Unfortunately, though, Jesse putting a dent into your PB psychologically, um, came in and was like, "Hey, I'm gonna go for this Hobgoblin comic." So you went for Girders, and that PB potential went out the window. So Jesse playing the
Hmm.
long game here actually
True.
didn't want you getting points. So he said, "Yeah, screw that for PB." But no, that was honestly a great race. I'm happy that I'm happy that I bet 10K on Jesse and that Nilo gets 101K for betting on Zoe. So
Yeah,
like
fair play.
very,
Nilo, the real
very
winner of this
Nilo the
of
real
this
winner
stream.
of everyone.
Listen, I think if I didn't go for anything, comics in general, I think I could have been Zoe. But
Oh,
I was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna do the fun of it. Let me just grab some comics here and there. I know I'm not gonna do that great because let's be real here. Zoe is the goat.
that is true. Zoe is the
Understand
goat.
this mentality.
He Zoe's the goat, and the goat is having to face the person that he inspired to start running in the next round. But I know Spyron's got some questions for our two competitors here.
Yeah, absolutely. I guess, are there any comics that you wanted to go for potentially, but thought maybe that were either too far to reach or you were just worried potentially about your opponents catching you up? Are there any comics that you had in mind to collect?
I was very tempted to go for Lizard's Maze because it's really not as far out of the way as it looks like it should be. Um, but I didn't go for it because I got hit by the one like compressor, whatever the
Hmm.
frick they're called, and why they even exist there in the sewers, I don't know. But I don't question the sewer architect. But yeah, I was gonna go for that comic, and then when I got hit, I was kind of like, okay, now I'm terrified I'm gonna like die, so I'm going to not and just play it safe.
Nice.
So for me, I just went with the ones that I have known. Nothing too crazy.
That's fair. That's fair. I think probably a sensible thing to do. And then I guess another question from me is, what do you think then the next? I know obviously both of you came in very little practice, kind of running on pure muscle memory and pure kind of knowledge of the game, regardless of practice. What are there any levels in particular that you want to potentially practice then coming into your next races for you both?
I think Lizard's Maze is a big one that I want to practice. I just cannot get a lot of zips down, and I need to learn the secret to the sauce. So Spyron, I might sit down with you at some point and have you coach me on that level.
Perfect. Yeah.
Um, because I mean I don't work until like most of you most Brits are off work is about the time that I start work. So um I think that would be good just to help out with getting some zip practice and just trying to get that level faster because I think even with me playing it safe, I still came out losing about 14 seconds, and I know I have a lot of time to save in that level.
Most definitely, most definitely. Jesse, do you think that there's the follow up for Spyron's question, because Spyron's just typing in chat and doing weird things? Jesse, do you think that there's any levels that you need to work on going into losers bracket here?
Probably tunnel crawls, um, lizard maze, um,
Anything that's in the sewers, got it.
yeah.
Anything that's in the gauntlet.
I think
that you
in
need to work
general,
on.
anything that's in the tunnels is just a little bit more frustrating, depending on how to zip.
Yeah, the architects who built the sewers really had something going on, like like putting grates with holes in them. Like I don't understand in the water. But yeah, Spire, do you have any more questions?
Well, I guess the final question is: are we getting any points spent today? Are we
Well,
getting
I
any
was
points
well.
spent?
Well, the first thing to ask is Zoe, where can they find you? What do you do?
Oh, don't we say that? Well. Don't say that to you.
You can find me at twitch.tv/Zojalix. You can also find me on YouTube, youtube.com/Zojalix. Yeah, there you can find me on Twitter. If you guys want any esports commentary, I do freelance esports casting, so go ahead and check me out there. I haven't streamed in a while on Twitch because I've been focused on moving, but now that I'm actually moved in, I should hopefully be able to get some uh, more streams
I
in
was
and
about to say get
hopefully
some
kind of
big
get some.
3 hour Lord of the Rings runs going.
Actually, I was thinking mainly of getting some extra practice and stuff like that.
Ooh.
Believe it or not.
Dude, I'm excited for that. How about Jesse? Before we go to the final screen, or the final 2 screens, I guess, of this, what do you do? Where can they find you?
So what I do, I build websites, but you can find me on chuckleui.com. That's my whole
know what I
portfolio.
mean.
You want to check that out. I have a stream for Twitch, twitch.tv, stop Jesse. What else can you look me up for?
Okay, dude,
My
it's what do you
Twitter.
stream? What do you stream? Like, you know what I meant by that.
Chuckle
No
UI is
free
like
promo.
such a
I
great
got a
No
channel.
shout
free
out my
no free
website.
I love that.
promo out
Jeez.
here. No free
Chuckle
You know how much
UI,
I'm paying for that
Hold on.
domain?
Yeah, I'm
Okay,
dropping
do you
that
want to
straight in the
sponsor?
chat,
Do you
guys.
want to
Chuckle
sponsor?
UI.
Hey,
Check
do
that
you want to
website out, man.
sponsor? Then, hey, Jesse, you want to sponsor the event then?
How
No free,
much?
no free
How much do I
promo.
have to put?
Look, we'll talk after. We'll talk after. But you can catch him at twitch.tv/stop Jesse. He streams Spider-Man and some other games sometimes, but mostly Spider-Man if he's on. And also he plays the One Piece card game. So give him a shout if
One
you need any advice for
Piece.
that.
The One Piece is real.
But guys, are you ready? If Spider wants to go ahead and cut to the next screen, y'all earned some points today. So are you guys going to spend or bank your points? We'll start with the
banking.
winner here. Okay, so I was already banking. So I was going to say we'll start with the winner here, but Jesse, there's one thing he can get, right? Spyron, is it the Jessica Drew, right?
I believe so, yeah. Let me verify.
How much is the Jessica Drew? Is it 15?
Jessica Drew is
If
indeed
it's 40?
15 points.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
the Spider Woman is actually 20 points as well. That's
yep.
the one just
So
above.
you could get either of the women that for some reason I put at a very low points value, or you can bank.
What's up with the women? Why you're degrading
Yeah,
them?
we already talked about this. That maybe I made a mistake, but maybe I made a mistake that maybe we don't cancel Will for out here. But hey, you can get either of the women action figures, or you can bank your points. What is it gonna be?
Wait, how much is that pink poster?
The Miles poster?
Yeah.
That one is sat at 180 points currently. 180.
180.
Mm-hmm.
I'll save.
All right, we get 2 saves, and we get a confirm of what Jesse is going for.
Yeah.
So Jesse not playing the long game here. I gotta say, shout out to NerdU for sponsoring us, and thank you to all of our runners for participating. You can find Spyron at twitch.tv/Spyron or youtube.com/Spyron of the same name. You can watch some great tutorials if you're trying to get into these Spider-Man games, and some great, just some great overall content. I actually still watch Zoe. Zoe's Lord of the Rings. Just got a shout out to Zoe being a really good runner at other games besides Spider-Man. And Jesse, really good at the one card piece card game. I'm glad that they took some time out of their day to get this run going. And thank you to Chuck for filling commentary while I blue screened. And you can find me at twitch.tv/WillyFetty. I usually don't like promoting myself, but I got a Resident Evil 3 stream coming up. And is there any final words from anybody before we roll the outro?
I don't have anything other than thanks for watching, guys.
I was about to say, y'all silence speaks volumes. All right, go ahead, Spyron. Roll the outro.